Hey guys, welcome to Just Some Combo. I'm your girl, Sammy Smiles, and I'm here with my sexy husband, Mark. What's going on, babes?
What's up, guys?
We're back at it again. Want to review the Suicide Squad that came out over the weekend, and I just want to put my 2 cents into it because there's a lot of talk on Twitter talking about how bad the movie is. It only grossed, what, 30 million, you said, over the whole weekend? And I think it's despicable because I really enjoyed the movie. It was funny.
Yeah, like something around 26 or something like that.
Listen, I don't need the perfect. I'm not Grace Randolph, okay? I don't need the perfect numerical value of the whole box office. I just want to know the round up number. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I enjoy the movie. Idris Elba, sorry baby, I love you. I love you. You already know what I'm about to say. Idris Elba, mwah, magnifico, delicioso. He is porn. Okay, I'm sorry, baby. He's fine. No problems for me. People was talking about Will Smith. I know John Campion. He was playing a video earlier today that irked me. John Campion. I know most of y'all know him. And he was talking about Will Smith, any movie that Will Smith is not in the sequel, it does bad. Listen, to be honest with you, I enjoy Idris Elba version. And I know it's not the same character. Bloodsport is different than Deadshot. Okay? 2 different characters, I know. Same kind of background story. But different characters. Yeah, but different characters. Idris Elba takes the win. In my book. I don't know about y'all. If you disagree, you know what to do. Put your comments below. But for me, he was better. What do you think, babes?
I enjoyed the movie.
You enjoyed it?
I really enjoyed the movie.
It was funny to me. It was a couple funny. Spoiler alert. I had it in the head on the tag. Weasel died. That was funny.
Yeah.
Weasel's dead. Like not even like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, Weasel's dead. And I mean, it was so. When you guys see more and more in my videos, I have a bad, dark sense of humor. So I see things differently than most people see, and I laugh about different things. I know Grace.
We both have that problem.
We both had that problem. I know Grace was like, "Oh, when the person got stabbed when he died," but to me, it was funny, you know. And then when Milton
shot with his dick out.
Yeah.
Milton.
No one knew Milton. I like Milton was still with us.
That shit was funny.
To me, that was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people looking at it, and that's another thing I didn't like that you mentioned. That people looked at it literally, and they got killed. The first squad, because it was 2 squads in the beginning. It was Squad A and Squad B or something like that. That Amanda Waller sent out, and Harley and what's his name, Red Flag was on the first one, basically with the other people, and then that was
a team of trash people.
Yeah, the trash team. And then the other one was the ones who survived the duration of the film. And people was like, oh, they just sent them in there just to get killed. What's the title of the movie?
Suicide Squad.
So,
but see, a lot of people was getting upset because they promoted these characters to be in the movie a lot. Like, they were part of the Suicide Squad. And like he said in his promotion, don't get attached.
First of all, there's plenty of movies, not just because there's plenty of movies in the past, present, and whatever, that had trailers of scenes and stuff. And it wasn't even in the movie or scenes and stuff.
Infinity War is one of them.
So what are you talking about?
Well, Hulk was in Wakanda and Hulk was never in Wakanda. So Bruce Banner was in Wakanda, not Hulk.
I thought you were about to say Bruce Wayne. I was like, he was in there?
No.
Okay, I didn't see no bad rays.
No.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't see nothing wrong with the movie at all. I mean,
take it for what it is.
I liked it better, and I liked the original Suicide Squad. We
both did.
Yeah, I just think this one was better. It was more funnier, and it was more gory in the movie. But
funny though.
It was funny, and I think it fit my dark humor that I had. So I can imagine, you know, I really enjoyed it. So I said, well, we've seen it probably twice already.
You've seen it twice. I'm gonna see it again. I'm gonna watch it a few times. I know people dissing it or whatever, and I really feel like people already got hate towards DC. Period. Yeah. So DC can't do. They wanted to hate on the Joker. Even you wanted to hate on Joker at one point. Not bad, but you was talking about like it wasn't gonna make $1 billion or whatever.
No, because the R-rated movies don't make $1 billion.
And I told him, I swear, I told
Deadpool was the closest.
I said
at the time,
the Joker is gonna make $1 billion, and he's like, it would have been, hit it. I said it's gonna be one of those snail races. A turtle in the hair, and it did. It crossed that marker. And I'm not saying by all means this gonna make $1 billion. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this was a good movie, and judging from the pandemic point of view, scope, I think it did good.
I think what it is this getting a lot of
negative.
People want to say is HBO Max, and I mean that could be a case, but a lot of if HBO Max were to charge, then it would be in the same predicament as Disney Plus, with having 60 million people paying for it. But the thing about it is, HBO gave it away for free on their streaming service. But a lot of people not going out now to movies because of the whole, pandemic. We're still in the pandemic, and then they got like Delta Plus, and they got Delta variant, and it's just other stuff, and it's keeping people more. And even like New York is about to start their whole mandate thing of you got to be vaccinated, or you can't go to the movies or out to eat or places like that unless you get vaccinated. So I noticed that's going to start up pretty soon. I think August 16th and they're really not going to force it until August to September 13th, I believe. But it's getting to a point where the pandemic COVID is starting to get bad again.
Yeah.
So a lot of people was already skeptical and not going out. Even people was already skeptical and not going out now, because when I know people are going to try to say, well, look at Fast and the Furious and look at what was it, Black Widow. And at the time Black Widow and Fast and Furious came out, we were coming out of the pandemic because they was pushing the whole.
They opened everything up.
Yeah, open everything back up again. Yeah. And so around that time, people was ready to get out and want to see a movie, want to do things. Mm-hmm. But then you notice in their second box office weekend, people would not go see it, and it dropped dramatically, like 70%, and that's big. But the fact of the matter is, people who wanted to see the movie went to see it the first week. And that's why I blew it up, and then they didn't want to do repeat viewings. And a lot of places, a lot of movies, build off repeat viewings of seeing movies on repeat. So people was like, hey, I seen it the first weekend, that was good enough for me, and I'm not going back out to see it the next weekend.
Okay.
So that's how people were doing it. So, Black Widow and Fast and Furious dropped, but Fast and Furious, I think, made about 500 million so far worldwide because it plays in China, but Black Widow is not being played in China because, and that's hurting the Black Widow film. But at the same time, Suicide Squad, for that case, it's in the predicament like I would think of Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat came out and it made around the same amount around this time. I mean, around about this much money around this area, like $20-something or whatever like that. But I feel like because of the pandemic. But R-rated movies won't go make that much, no way, because they cutting out their target audience. Like kids can't see this movie, so people who usually take kids to go see movies, like I like take my kids or whatever, we'll go see superhero movies. I can't take them to go see Suicide Squad because it's not for them. So they already, our kids, but we can't take them to go see them. So that cuts that out for them, so they can't see it. So they lose audience. So they're going for the older crowd. And a lot of people who's in the older crowd probably already looking like, I could just watch this at home. I'm not going to go out to go see this. I'd rather relax. I ain't trying to catch, Delta variant or whatever. People who's not vaccinated, I can have a dinner and a movie at home. And that's probably what happened.
And we will really prefer to stay home and watch the movies because we do have kids, by all means. But we like the experience of the movie-going experience. Like, we've been watching movies since we first met. And like going to the theaters, and you actually got me started eating popcorn in the movie theater because I was about to pay that price, okay? But he wanted to pay that price, and it was good. So, and that's part of the reason why we actually go to get the full experience. But besides that, I'd rather be at home safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable.
So it's understandable, but it's good to get out the house a little bit because we've been so closed in for a while. So, and it's work and home. So you like I want a different. You don't want to be stuck in a routine. But I understand, but with this whole COVID situation, people not being vaccinated,
and stuff like that. That's keeping more people to stay in because they'd rather stay in than go out. And I'm like, so I wasn't expecting Suicide Squad to have Black Widow numbers. It's impossible for it to have Black Widow numbers because it's already losing the target audience of having families. Like families like to go to the movies. That's why Jungle Cruise did like 35 million because it was families that was going. It was stuff like that. So people was bringing their kids. And
I'm pretty sure
stuff.
Boss Baby did good.
And,
Space Jam probably did good too.
And Space Jam did 30 something million too because they were bringing families around. So families would come. But when you already take the kids out the aspect of making the movie rated R, nudity, gore, stuff like that, people looking like I can't find a babysitter, or I'm not about to leave my kids at home with somebody else. I'll just rather
go see Suicide Squad. When I go watching at home when the kids go to bed.
So, but for my thing is, I think it was a really good movie and I really enjoyed it. I hope James Gunn come back and probably do the third one because it did have somewhat of a reference. It's like a slight reboot at the same time. Sequel because it referenced some things from the original one.
Okay.
Like Harley Quinn and Boomerang knew each other.
Yeah.
So
subtle hints.
And Rick Flag and Harley Quinn and stuff like that. So they knew each other. So that like kind of made you feel like okay, well they don't have to explain the backstory because they met in the other movie. So, but as far as like that, but it could be its own type of movie because it really didn't do an overall big picture of this DC. And I've noticed that I've heard a lot of other YouTubers talk about how there was like the Snyder cultist people who going around there and review bombing it and trying to get down and stuff. Because I know a lot of people are upset with this movie because Walter Hamada is one of Walter Hamada's movies that he has next to this and Flash and other stuff. And so they're trying to Walter Hamada, who's the head of DC, is trying to get rid of the whole Snyder universe basically. And I know a lot of other fans out there want the Snyder universe, and
he is not.
So he's trying to reboot the
He's not a good director to me, but I know I'm gonna get hate for that. But I don't care. I
love Snyder's other movies. I just hated all his DC movies besides the Snyder Cut.
What's that movie I like? Sucker Punch, I think. Was that it?
Yeah, you like the
Sucker Punch. I like that movie.
I liked his Dawn of the Dead, and I liked his 300 series, like 1 and 2. And then I liked some other movies he did.
Whatever the other movies, Batman
I love his Watchmen.
Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I'm like, Dawn of ass. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to see this mess.
I didn't care for Man of Steel. I didn't care for Batman versus Superman. I didn't care for... I did like his Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, but the thing about that is it's a 4-hour long movie. So I mean,
who got time for that? You know
what I'm saying? You can't. He had to cut it down to 2 hours. Then I don't think it would have been as good.
I think any movie would be good 4 hours if you get the
if you can get to show every scene that you recorded basically. So
and I'm like, me and him had to take shifts watching that movie. Paused it, intermission. We kicked it old school for real. Intermission. All right, let's go use the bathroom. Go get something to eat. Yeah. Pick up where we left off. I mean, tell you the truth, it wasn't that bad. No, but I mean, like that. But my booty hurts when I sit down too long. I have fond memories of watching Lord of the Rings. And I got up several times because I thought it was the end of the movie, and they still was talking about the land of the hobbits or whatever that they showed that map. And I got up. He was like, it's not over yet. I thought it was done. My ass is hurting.
But yeah, I would say like this movie, to get back on track with the movie, I'm saying is it was sad that Rick Flag died. It was sad that Rick Flag died.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Polka Dot Man. I wanted Rick Flag to live, but it sucked because they had to keep him with
Peacemaker. Kick ass too.
Yeah, they make you hate John Cena's character Peacemaker. But I did like Bloodsport, and I liked the Ratcatcher too.
Oh yeah, I really
thought I thought I was gonna not like her when they first announced her. I was like, who the fuck is?
They kind of made me like rats a little bit, just a tiny little bit.
But yeah,
I still don't want them in my house, but. Yeah. They did a really good job with character building with Ratcatcher for the amount of time that we had in the movie. I kind of, felt for the character. Like I'm like, I don't want her to die. Polka Dot Man, I didn't want him to die. Yeah. And King Shark, I didn't want him to die. Yeah. I like King Shark too. Sylvester Stallone did really good with the voicing. you know, like Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper. Like he bodied that, and I also like that James Gunn brought his little buddies over because you know he knew Sylvester Stallone and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Taika
Waititi was in there, and he's
Ratcatcher's dad.
Ratcatcher's dad, but you know he's in MCU too with
he's the
Thor,
director of Thor, and he's Korg.
And you know, and I also like the Savant. Not Savant cared about this, like that he brought Savant, which is Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
And you know he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. You know.
But he's like, he may be your daddy, but I'm your father. Tearjerker line. But yeah, overall it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I think you guys should watch it. I recommend seeing it in theaters if you can. If you're vaccinated, masked up. Of course, be safe if you're gonna go to the theaters to see it. Right. But if you see it at home, see it at home. I love it. I like the movie. I really enjoyed it. It's a good time. Why not? You know, there's not a lot of good movies pumping out because we've seen a lot of ass shaking type, shitty ass, raw ass movies lately, and it's a breath of fresh air to see something different. Because, you know, no offense, you know, I'm getting a little tired of the MCU, even though he haven't been around. But I know he ain't gonna agree with that. But like, he been had me on a, like, I don't even know why I didn't do videos of this, but he had me on the WandaVision. It was just back to back, and it was good to see something different from a different lens because you know WandaVision is tied into this, and then it was the other one.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, then it was Loki.
And now what if it's
coming? And I'm like, what if I don't want to see this shit?
Which DC is about to start their own with Peacemaker coming January. His TV
But
series.
I don't want that. I don't want Peacemaker. I'd rather see Ratcatcher, and I'd rather see Bush with a polka dot man.
I think they said DC announced a Ratcatcher spinoff and a Bloodsport spinoff series.
See, don't get me with the Bloodsport.
I think it was Bloodsport because they had him trending on Twitter today.
Let me put it like this: if you have a Bloodsport, okay, HBO Max, honey, you better have it after dark. Okay, because I'm going to have me a glass of wine, baby. You and the kids need to go to bed. Okay? You know how the adult swim be like, all kids need to get out the pool? All husbands and kids need to get out of the room, okay? Mom about to play. I love you, baby. But overall, like I said, it's a good movie. And if you guys enjoy our videos, please keep following us. Like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And any final thoughts?
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
And like I always say, keep a smile on. It's not a sin if you grin. So make sure you
hit the notifications. You know when more videos are coming.
Yeah, we will. I'm definitely gonna pump it out. I've been lazy. Yeah. Sorry, but you know I have a baby now, so we have a baby now.
Yeah, we have a baby.
So she's
working it.
She working us and don't get paid for it, honey. She's working us hard. But I love you guys. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.